Hi there, welcome to my channel, welcome to this place, this space that is yours. Yes, I'm gonna make those videos in 3 languages so I can inform as much as I can all the people who are interested into the truth. So let's begin right away. As we all know, in the beginning, it was the sound. The sound became a word, and the word created reality. The sound that we still use in all languages, especially in the Indo-European family, those primary sounds can easily be identified today through Albanian, and Albanian have kept their meaning for millennials, and the meaning is still there. So why is it important to bring that truth into the public space? It is so important because, again, the sound, the word, create our shared reality. So if we don't know and we don't measure the meaning, the weight of our words, then of course we're gonna have to deal with the reality that is not conscious, that wasn't created in a conscious mind. So of course that will bring a lot of consequences for sure. And so knowing the root words of the languages we are using today that are actually one, because before antiquity or in the antique times, the whole continent and even more was speaking one language. It's a thing that we know, or maybe we have forgot, but that is so true that still today the words of that initial language the words are so present in most of, not most, but all of the languages of the Indo-European family. Why Albanian? Albanian because Albanian is the only language that has the characteristics of satem and cantum. So it means both variation, both specificities of the family. So Albanian is the mother of the Indo-European family language. And still today, we can easily, once of course we know both languages, we can easily see how Albanian and English are so close to each other, so related, and how Albanian can again help us to rediscover all the origin of the words we are using, of course in English, in all the languages of the family. I must say here, because it's a very, very big news that you won't hear in no other places, because even the scientists and the scholars, they don't agree and they don't know, so they cannot agree about something they don't know, or maybe they don't want to admit it, or they don't have like the courage to say it as it is. But anyway, the main thing, like the most important thing I want to say here, and I will do a video in French and in Albanian, of course, about this, because Albanian language is the language of awareness, of consciousness. And so it's super, super crucial and important that we get it. That is a language that nobody can give it a like a date, can you know, you can fix it to a timeline, because it's actually impossible, since Albanian language is the language that has been manifested by conscious since the beginning of it. And I'm saying the beginning of it because we need to communicate and make ourselves understandable. But as we all know, conscious or awareness was never born and will never die, so there is no beginning at it and there is no end at it. And so that's why it's so important and crucial to understand that the language, the Indo-European language that everyone thought disappeared, or it's mixed with other languages and we cannot find the roots of it, the origin of it. It's totally false, of course. And actually it didn't change that much for millennials, because the Albanian of the north, especially the Highlanders, have kept this language for thousands and thousands of years, like in a laboratory, because the mountains have been the sacred place where this original language have been kept pristine. And of course, there are so many people, like thousands and thousands of people, who have dedicated their life to this matter about the Albanian languages, starting, I mean, there is no start again, but like there are endless names we can say, but just a few for the one who are very interested. Of course, scientists like Leibniz have been studying Albanian and have came to that conclusion that if you want to know history and science before Jesus Christ, you have to know Albanian. There are so many wonderful other persons who have published books and so many stuff about it. But again, it's like there is a conspiracy actually here, and we have to call it like that because it's like that. It's a matter of fact that there are some people over time who have tried to manipulate, who have tried to erase, who have tried to forbidden the Albanian language and its use. So the roots of it, the etymology of this language that is the mother language of all the Indo-European languages. So it's not just about Albanian, it's about all the languages that still have in their main words, I would say, still have those sounds that can be explained and fully discovered, fully exposed to their roots in Albanian with the help of Albanian, because again, Albanian have been keeping this treasure for humanity for millennials, and now it's time to reveal it for everyone and each one of us. Yeah, that's a major thing that that the mother language of humanity actually never disappeared, and actually will never disappear. Like even if Albanian disappeared tomorrow, like all the Albanian people and even Albanian language, of course, will lose like such a powerful and magnificent ancient tool that is a scientific tool for sure, and science now is coming to it finally. But even if that happened, like we don't know anymore about Albanian and Albanians, actually we can still like make the link between ancient languages, like dead languages, and modern language, or modern languages that use the ancient original words, and link it together so the moderns have this this bridge between antiquity and modernity. It's so important, again, because in the conscious of the collectivity, of course, a lot of damage has been done, and so it's like we are dissociated from truth, from ourselves, from our origin, and of course, all the ideology, the modern ideologies, are capitalizing on those dissociations of our collective consciousness. So now it's time to bring it all together, and I'm the only, or maybe the first one, who's gonna admit it strongly and stress very strongly that Albanian is a scientific tool that can help the whole humanity to come back to his cosmic identity. So it's not it's not just a little fantasy. It's something very huge, very serious. And here I'm gonna, in this channel, I'm gonna just put in front of everyone who wants to see it all the evidence of those links, of those of this tool, again, that can bring more awareness, more knowledge, and set us free, actually, because truth set us free. Like we all know, the truth is what set people free. But as this truth have been again manipulated, or have been misused by some people, now it's time that all of us, we go back to our consciousness, awareness, our discernment, and we don't need scientists, we don't need scholars, we don't need anyone outside us to tell us what is the truth, what is the truth about this. So I hope you enjoy it, and it's a liberation, actually. It's a liberation because it's a whole paradigm that is switching totally upside down, or from down to up, maybe. But I will go and say that, I don't know, I know it's gonna sound extreme for some people, but I'm making a hypothesis here. I'm spreading my oracle prediction and stuff. English, which is, we all know English is the language we use today, right? The international language we use today to communicate, like French was, whatever, like French was, and Albanian was in the ancient time. English, to me, which is a very practical language, very synthetic language. So that's why English is so used, because it's so close to Albanian, and Albanian have always been like that, like a very sharp language, synthetic language, very clear. Like there is less misunderstanding in Albanian or in English than in some other language who are maybe too conceptual. Like I love French, and it's it's one of my favorite language ever. But like French is it's a very conceptual and analytic language, when Albanian, and so English that is based on Albanian, it's more bold, it's more I wouldn't say authentic, but I mean in a way it's more related to the spirit and to the soul. Our soul needs to express what is trying to express in the clearest way possible, and this is what English it's used for, and it's so successful as a language. What I'm trying to say is that we don't see it now, of course, because it's our time and we cannot see further. But what I deeply understand, and I came to the conclusion actually, that what is probably going to happen in centuries, maybe not millennia, but in centuries, is that the English language that we use today, again, that I love, and it's so wonderful, actually is gonna become like French today. Like it won't always be the international language. This is what I mean. I deeply know for sure, with the bottom of my heart and my soul, that after a time the people will go back, because everything goes in circles, everything is cyclic, right? It repeats itself, but in a different way, I will say. So English will be, has been, this is what I'm trying to say, English will not be used anymore as the international language, because I feel like modernity is going to some extreme that that after a few, of course, decades, but maybe centuries, or maybe even a millennia, or I don't know, people from all over the world will try to find the connection between their origin and the origin of this language, which is Albanian. The Albanian language is, again, is the cosmic language, is the language of the awareness. So it's like all of us have in our genes the knowledge that this language keep inside, but maybe we weren't ready to recognize it fully. And now we are coming to this time where I believe the language is one thing for sure, but also about the genes. People will search about and will find the roots of their origin, which will bring them to Albanians, and so to Pelasgo-Illyrians. It's so funny because I grew up in Brussels, and and then I lived and worked in Paris and stuff. It's so funny because of course I was small, but I was still interested about the roots of my my genes. And actually you won't find anything around there. Like the more a country is developed, the more a culture is developed in a way, the more pretentious, the more arrogant they get, and so they think that they don't need like origin, they don't need the roots, they don't need the knowledge, they don't need anymore the real identity, like before nations and states and languages and whatever, the common roots of all this. People will go and look after it, because everyone wants to know about their origins, everyone needs to know the truth. And so all this will come to an end, and now it's time to give it to everyone, not just in some university or some mystical surrounding or whatever. No, it's time for each and every one, from kids to our grandpas and grandmas and everyone. It's time to be self-conscious. So there is no possibility to hide anymore about this truth, and that's a very good news, actually. Of course, it won't satisfy all the divisions of some ideology, some propaganda in some states and nations and ethnicities. But once we have put it all together, clean it all, and do the bridges that is needed between all those data and stuff, then I feel like we will call again ourselves humanity. Because to be honest, for the moment, we are not so much a humanity. We are so dissociated again that we need to remember that humanity is one, the spirit is one, consciousness is one, and there is nothing outside of it. So yeah, I feel like empowering people with this knowledge, with the Albanian language, and again set them free. I mean, you set yourself free, and nobody can mess up with your mind anymore. So that's the best. You get your own back, and I hope you'll enjoy the content that I'll bring here, and if not, welcome for good criticize and good dialogues. Like, we don't have to agree, but give me solid arguments, and then we can talk. Because I don't talk anymore, to be honest, with anyone who is brainwashed by scientism, by religion, by their culture or whatever. Again, it's not that Albanians are better or we are superior or anything. No, it's totally not about that. It's about the fact that a population like Albanians have been so persecuted, so we have endured so much that despite all this, we have kept the biggest treasure that a nation, not a nation, but a whole race, actually, that a whole population have been keeping and sharing and yeah, sharing, because of course the Pellazgo-Illyrian, so today's Albanian, they have been mixing with all the races and all the population all over the world, since they have been moving into all the continents. And still today you can find the genes, you can have the mummies of that times who all have bright eyes, bright hair. I mean, there are so many things to say, but we'll leave it for another video. So thank you for your time, thank you for your support. of course, please share, subscribe, and like if that resonates with you. I believe that this video will find the people that are ready to get this information and to integrate it for more harmony, for more balance between us, the humanity that we are. So see you very soon. Bye bye.